and welcome to today's show. I'm Jamie Smith, your Cancer Control Specialist with the Kentucky Cancer Program. Many of us have been touched by someone who has had cancer, and today we have two special guests with us. We're going to be talking about the American Cancer Society today, and when you may have heard the American Cancer Society, you may automatically think of Relay for Life, but certainly that's not what the American Cancer Society is all about. And Mary Huff is with us today, and she's going to talk today about the services that ACS provides. And so if you wouldn't mind just introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about what you do at ACS.
Okay. Well, my name is Mary Huff. I'm the Health Initiatives Representative for the American Cancer Society, which this is a brand new position for our Paducah office, because in the past, what you've seen are the folks out there planning Relay and getting those teams together. Well, what my position is I get to go and utilize those funds they raise through Relay to help our cancer patients in the area, from different program services for them, financial assistance, different types of things that we can do to help their journey through cancer be a little bit easier.
Okay. And you said that the office is here, so just tell us a little bit about where the office is, where it's located, and what service area you all actually cover.
Our local office is here in Paducah. We're actually on Parisa Drive, which if you're coming down Jackson Street, if you know where like the Banterra Bank is, we are right behind the Banterra Bank to where there's like a little U-circle drive down there. You can come by and see us. We're there from 8:30 to 4:30 every day, Monday through Friday, and we're closed from 1 to 2 for lunch. Okay. And we actually service, though, all the surrounding counties. We go into Callaway, Fulton, all the way up to Caldwell, Carlisle, every county in this area up to Caldwell and Crittenden. Okay. We actually service through that office.
So a pretty big area that you cover, so there will be a lot of different people that will benefit from the services here in this area. Mm-hmm. Do you happen to know how many cases of cancer are diagnosed each year in the U.S. and particularly in Kentucky?
Well, in 2008, we actually had over 1.4 million new cases of cancer in the United States. Wow. And if you look at Kentucky specifically, we had over 23,000 new cases. Those are brand new diagnosed cases of cancer in our state, which is a number that we at the American Cancer Society would eventually like to see decrease every year through research and advocacy and education efforts to make sure that those numbers continue to go down instead of seeing the increase like we seem to see here in Kentucky.
Right, definitely. I'm going to skip over real quick and let's talk to our other guest, Cindy Jones, who's a special friend of mine as well. And so if you wouldn't mind just kind of telling everybody about yourself and what you do with ACS.
Okay, I am a recently retired teacher. I'm also a new grandmother.
Yay.
And most importantly, I'm a 3-year breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
And so I've taken it upon myself to become a Reach to Recovery volunteer with the American Cancer Society.
Okay. And today we were going to talk about the services that ACS provided, and one of those programs, like you said, is Reach to Recovery. So if you wouldn't mind, we'll actually start with you and just kind of tell us what Reach to Recovery is.
Well, Reach to Recovery is a volunteer effort. When someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, we make an effort. They contact the American Cancer Society, who then in turn contacts us. We arrange a visit either in person or over the phone and offer a variety of services to that person.
Okay. And could you tell us maybe what kind of special items might be in a kit that they would receive?
Well, some things that we take a lot of information booklets, but we also take great little pillows that if you've had breast cancer surgery, they're the most wonderful thing to have. And depending on how many you need, you might get 1 or 2 of those. Right. But breast cancer surgery is greatly relieved by having those little pillows.
Right. I've definitely heard lots of women talk about how great they are.
Pillows are great.
They even come back for a replacer after a while.
I've heard they look at it almost like their adult version of a teddy bear after a while. Even like after they're past everything, they still want to hold it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mary, what might a person encounter when they call the American Cancer Society to schedule a visit with Reach to Recovery or another service that ACS provides?
Well, it depends on if you call our 1-800 number or if you call our local office. Our 1-800 number is the easiest way to catch us, which is 1-800-ACS-2345, because it's open 24 hours a day, and you're going to get a person, whether you call it midnight or you call it 8 a.m. And what that person is going to do is ask you some very basic questions, who you are, where you're from, how can we get in touch with you, what type of services do you need, and then what is your cancer diagnosis. And what's going to happen at that point is if you say that you have breast cancer and you're interested in a Reach visit, they are actually going to take that information and they are going to email me immediately with what you need. What we'll do at that point in time in the local office is myself and Tammy Moore, who's our assistant in the office, bring out our list of folks. And like if you're here in Paducah, we might be calling Cindy Jones. We try and match you up with whether you've had a lumpectomy or a mastectomy. We try and match you up with radiation and chemo treatments to where that survivor can really help you through what's going on, because they know they've been there and they can feel what you feel.
And so, Cindy, tell us a little bit about that visit and what, personally, you as a breast cancer survivor, what that would actually mean to a woman that was newly diagnosed.
I can go back to the time when I had my first visit. I was really lucky because the day before I had a mastectomy, I was hooked up with some Reach to Recovery people. They showed up at the hospital with me. As I came out of surgery, they were there for me. They brought lots of information. They did follow-up visits. They got me through my chemo. They called every time I had a chemo treatment. And so I've taken it on myself to pay this forward. So if I was to go and visit a Reach to Recovery person, I usually find out how they're feeling, where they are in the process. I offer some things that I learned during the process. We usually make a pretty good friendship right away.
Right. Because that's definitely probably one of the most important things while you're going through treatment and recovery is that support system.
You've got a buddy that's going to get you through the whole thing.
Yeah, great. Well, let's talk about another service that's available that's also very popular and one of my favorite services that you all offer, which is Look Good, Feel Better.
And actually, Look Good, Feel Better is probably one of my favorite also. Reach to Recovery and Look Good, Feel Better really kind of rank up there together on my two favorite programs. What Look Good, Feel Better is we are actually bringing in licensed cosmetologists to work with ladies who are going through chemotherapy to help them with the appearance-related side effects of chemotherapy. Because as some people know that have been through it, when you go through chemotherapy, your body changes totally. It's not just losing the hair, it's your skin is drying out, your pigmentation sometimes changes, all sorts of different things are happening to your body. And what these cosmetologists are doing is they're getting a group of ladies together, which we do monthly here in Paducah, and they actually teach them about how to take care of their wigs, how to put their makeup on, how to make sure they keep that skin moist and fresh. And the other big part is we talk about hygiene, how to make sure you don't get infections, how to take care of your body during this time. And it's a really fun thing that we do. And it's a totally free of charge for ladies going through chemotherapy. And we actually give them a bag of makeup, because what this is it's actually gone through the Cosmetology, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association and the National Cosmetology Association. So what they do is they put together these red bags that have tons of different makeup from Chanel and Estee Lauder, Mary Kay.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's about a $250 worth of makeup in this bag that the ladies get for free when they come in. And that's kind of their kit that they utilize during the session, and then they can utilize afterwards.
I think it's a good point that you talked about infections, because when you're going through treatment,
You're susceptible to lots of things.
Right. And it's little things that women may forget about. One of the biggest things that they always worry about is the fact that they may lose their eyebrows and eyelashes. So it's easy to draw the eyebrows back on. You learn that during Look and Feel Better, but they want to get fake eyelashes and put on, and that can be very detrimental for infections. So it's a good class for women to go through and learn all that.
Yeah, that's a big thing, the fake eyelashes. And the other thing that we talk about too is nail care. A lot of ladies want to continue getting their pedicures, their manicures, or they want to have fake nails put on. And we try and explain to them that that is just a haven for infection right there. If you do it, you need to make sure you have your own tools, but we really suggest that you don't, that you wait out this time, and then once this is over with, then consider going back and doing that.
Right. And Cindy, you can probably talk as a survivor whenever you're going through treatment. I mean, what kind of emotions do you go through while you're going through all that?
Well, depending on where you are in the treatment, you're going through a lot of different emotions. But what I did is when I would have a chemo treatment, I would set up something on, I had my chemo treatments Friday afternoon. So on Monday, I had some kind of treat in store for myself. Maybe it was eating something that I didn't normally let myself eat, or maybe going to a movie, or maybe getting my hair. I had hair left, so sometimes I had a little bit of hair treatment. I always set up something special, and so I encourage when I go on a Reach to Recovery visit to say, you know, what are some things that really make you happy or make you feel good?
To focus on that.
And let them focus on, you know, getting through the bad stuff and getting something that's meaningful and fun for them.
I'm sure you can always find another girlfriend to go.
Oh, yes, you can always find another girlfriend to go.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about a service that's available to everyone, even right there in their own home, which is the I Can Cope classes. You want to talk a little bit about those for us?
We actually have I Can Cope, which is a series of educational classes that caregivers and cancer patients can go through online. They can go to cancer.org and actually register to take these classes. They go through everything from what is cancer to what is chemotherapy, what is radiation, even into financial planning and helping with your budget during this time, because as we all know, it gets so expensive to take these treatments that this budgeting class can really help you kind of figure out what you can do to be able to actually still live with going through what you're going through.
Right. And right now, too, with the way that the economy is, we're in a recession, we have lots of people that call our office even trying to find additional financial assistance. So let's touch just real briefly on that, because we do refer people to the American Cancer Society for those purposes as well. So cover the financial aspect to the American Cancer Society.
What we try and do is our goal is to help patients get to and from treatment. And we can do that in a couple of variety of ways. One is if you're going to treatment and you're at least 30 miles away from your treatment center, we can help get you a gas card. And we have financial aid papers that you can fill out, and it's based on how far you're driving, how many trips you're going, but we can get you up to a $100 gas card based on what your criteria is that you meet for us. And another way that we do that is we actually have a transportation grant here in Paducah for Western Baptist Hospital. And what that grant is that the American Cancer Society funds at Western Baptist Hospital is they have a 55 plus van that can actually go pick cancer patients up, whether they're 55 or not, because we help fund the gas for that. They also have an allotment of gas cards. So you can speak to Laura Crowley at the hospital about getting on that list for that van or getting one of their gas cards, because it's really a situation where they get X number of dollars per quarter, and if they don't use it, then they're going to lose it. So we really encourage cancer patients to call if they're going through radiation treatments, because that's what it's mainly set up for. If they're going through radiation, to call and try and get that set up through them. And then if they can't get something set up through them for radiation, to call us if they have other circumstances.
Okay. And that number to Western Baptist Hospital's marketing department, Laura Crowley is the contact there. The number there is 575-2895 to schedule a ride or to talk to them about a gas card. And then again, to contact the local office for a gas card, you would dial the 1-800-ACS-2345 or the local number 444-0384.
And I know, Mary, when I was dealing with some of my Reach to Recovery people, we had to find additional resources. So we have some links to other areas that we can take if you're really in need.
We have actually an online database set up internally for ourselves, where it actually, like if we find out a church does a program, or if we know that there's a national program that you would be best suited for, we can actually go into that database, pull the information, and send you in the right direction. To where you're not just wandering around out there going, what do I do about my utility bills, or what do I do about my rent? And
or prescription drugs. Sometimes that's a problem.
We can help you get to the right directions.
Definitely. There's definitely a lot of need when you're going through treatment. Treatment can be a little overwhelming, and definitely for a cancer patient, they need to focus on the treatment, and the least of their worries needs to be the financial aspects that could be affecting their life, because there certainly are organizations out there that can help them. So that's great, and they'll call your office, and you can help them find those resources. And again, the local office number is 444-0384. And they're there willing to help you. We're going to take just a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the services at ACS. Welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about the American Cancer Society and the services that are offered to cancer patients in the area. And today I'm joined by Mary Huff, who's the Health Initiatives representative out of the local office here in Paducah, and Cindy Jones, who is a breast cancer survivor and Reach to Recovery volunteer. So we briefly talked about some of the services, and we were just kind of talking about the services that when you call the office, what you'll experience. But if a patient were to walk into the office, even here in Paducah, they're going to see some items there in the office that they could benefit from as well. So let's talk a little bit about the local office and what they have there for patients.
Well, first off, we completely encourage people, cancer patients, caregivers, or just people interested in information about cancer to please come in and visit us. When you walk in, you are going to see a real person sitting at the desk. Her name is Tammy, and she's more than happy to help you all in any way. We have tons of information, whether it be about cancer, about quitting smoking, any type of thing of that nature that's cancer related. We have that information in the office. And then if you go a little bit further back into our office, we have this wonderful room called the wig room. And in the wig room has tons of different styles of wigs that we actually give to people free of charge that are going through cancer treatment. So there's no fear of, you know, I've got to pay all these bills and I really want a wig, but I can't afford it, or I don't have insurance. Come by and see us. We have tons of different styles. We actually just got a new shipment in recently. Styles from younger to older looks to every type of thing you can imagine in there. And what we can do is Tammy will help you actually try on these wigs, and you can take a look in our mirror to see if you like it, and if so, you can take it home with you that day totally free of charge. Another thing that we can do also in that wonderful wig room is if you're not needing a wig, we have prosthesis for ladies who have had a mastectomy. We do have, and they range in different sizes. So please come by if you're needing a real prosthesis and your insurance doesn't cover it or you don't have insurance. Come by, we can see if we can get you fitted. We have volunteers willing to come in and help measure that actually have mastectomy shops in town. They come in, they'll measure you, we'll actually fit you for a prosthesis, and we have some bras there that you can take home with you that day. And again, that's also totally free of charge for the patients.
That's great. Cindy, you might want to be able to talk about that on a breast cancer survivor level. What does that mean to a woman to be able to have that available to them?
Well, as a teacher, and I was going back to work, I kind of felt like I really needed to have the prosthesis ready when I was ready to start my classes. A lot of times it makes you feel normal, and that's what's so hard about going through cancer treatment, is that you don't feel normal. You feel like everybody knows something's different about you. So these things allow you to feel normal, to look pretty, and your attitude is a whole lot of how you go through the cancer treatment.
I knew one teacher that she actually had breast cancer too, but she got a wig. Well, she had one in several different colors, and she would wear them to school each day a different color, and her kids just loved it. They were little kids. But,
yeah, they would like that.
I could definitely see Cindy has a real bubbly personality. And, you know, if you were a blonde forever, maybe you want to be a redhead or a brunette while you're going through treatment, or you've been a brunette your whole life, you want to be a blonde. There's the opportunity to go down to the ACS office and mix things up a little bit.
Exactly. Come in, have some fun, try them on. Like I said, we have a variety of color from, you know, blonde and brunette all the way up to like a reddish color that's a bright red. So you never know what you might try on. Plus, and if you decide that the wig isn't your way to go, or if you want some turbans and hats to go with that, we have all that in the office too. And it's all totally free of charge. So you can come in, get yourself a wig, a couple of turbans, and a hat to take home with you, and hopefully be set up.
Have some fun, because
exactly.
that's what keeps you going through the whole thing.
That's our favorite thing, is when a bunch of ladies will come, a lady will come in with her friends, and they'll try on all these wigs, and they will laugh, and they will have so much fun just sitting there in that wig room. And it's just amazing to see this glow, because they're thinking, I can really find something that makes me look, you know, like a normal person again, that makes me feel like I actually am a piece of this world like I was before.
And I can get through this.
Yes.
And I can, you know, that's the biggest thing. I can get through this.
Right. You talked about the turbans and the scarves and the hats that are down there too. I know a lot of times women say in the summer, sometimes the wigs are a little hot for them, makes their heads sweat. So those are easy fixes for the summer. And also in the Look Good, Feel Better classes, you talk about that. And I know before they used to do where they took a T-shirt and taught women. Do they still do that there?
They do, and it's actually a lot of fun because the cosmetologist enjoys showing you how to make it. And the great thing is when they teach you how to make that, if you've got to go out and do any yard work or anything, instead of messing up your good stuff, you can do that. Or the cosmetologist right now also tell you if you've got a certain outfit and you want a certain color to go with it, grab yourself a T-shirt in that color, make yourself a turban because they look really cute, and you can go out on the night for the town.
That's right.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, I know that we've talked a lot about women because a lot of times when you think about women, and we love our hair, we love to fix it, and we love makeup, we love to look pretty. But there's men too that are affected by this, and even some men have wigs that are available for them. And I know sometimes the ACS office does have those, and then other times there's other boutiques here in Paducah that has those as well. So we don't forget about the men in our lives either.
There's also online a Look Good, Feel Better for Men that we don't actually have a class here in Paducah, but you can go online and we have brochures that actually will go through with men on what they need to do to take care of themselves during treatment.
That's true too.
Men
have to groom themselves as well. Let's talk a little bit more about men too. Whenever we think about maybe prostate cancer, there's other survivors here in the area as well, much like the Reach to Recover volunteers, the Man-to-Man program.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, Man-to-Man is actually, our goal one day is to get a support group here in town, but currently, because there isn't one set up, we do have volunteers like Cindy that are men that have been through prostate cancer that are willing to go and talk with other men and kind of walk them through what's going to happen next and kind of work with them and take care of them like a woman, like the breast cancer survivors do in Reach to Recovery.
Right.
And again, all they have to do is call that 1-800 number or call our local office and just say, I'm a male, I'm going through prostate cancer and I'm nervous or I don't know what to expect. Then that's when we can set them up with somebody locally to actually talk them through it.
And that's good too. Sometimes guys don't like support groups where women, we like to talk.
No, we don't like to talk.
Well, is there any other service that we missed that ACS can offer to people out there?
The most important thing, and the thing that I would like to encourage people the most, whether they're caregivers or cancer patients or just somebody interested, is please keep our 1-800 number on hand, which is 1-800-ACS-2345. Again, it's open 24 hours a day, so if you leave the doctor's office and you say, I meant to ask them this question, you can call. They have medical knowledge there. They don't give advice. They'll refer you back to your doctor for that, but they can answer medical questions. They have counselors there. If you just need to talk, some people call and just talk to them for hours because you're going to get an actual person. There's also a program on there where if you're learning how to quit smoking, you can talk to them about how to quit smoking and they can kind of counsel you through that. And the nice thing is there's going to be a person and they're not going to ask you for anything. They're not going to ask you for a donation. They're not going to ask you to be a part of the relay. They're not going to ask you to do anything in return for this information. Right. And what they're going to do is try and guide you in the right direction. They're going to mail you tons of stuff in the mail that might help you through your process. And then what they're going to do too is once you've talked to them and once you've had your services or you've gotten your information, they're going to call you back and they're going to say, hey, did we fulfill everything you need? Is there something else at this point? We got you the Reach visit. Do you need Look Good, Feel Better now? Is there something else we can do for you to kind of help you through this journey? So they're going to make sure that you're taken care of.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about online, cancer.org, which as I know as caregivers, when you have a loved one diagnosed, the first thing most caregivers do is run to the internet and start Googling whatever diagnosis their loved one's been given. So one of the best websites I would say for people to go to, there's plenty, but ACS is one of those that has cancer information on that that is accurate and true.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about what a person might see when they pull up www.cancer.org.
Well, when you go onto cancer.org, you're going to see a web page that's fairly user simple. You're going to see areas about patient support programs. You're going to see things about information on there. And what it's going to do is it's going to guide you to what you need. So if you need to know statistics about different types of cancer, you can look on there. If you need to know diagnosis information, or if you're looking for a service, or if you need help, that can help guide you through what you might need. It's also got other things where, like if you aren't a cancer patient or a caregiver, but you're interested in your current health, we also have the Great American Health Check on there, which you can click on. And what that's going to do is it's going to ask you a series of questions about your body weight, your height, your habits, your eating habits, things of that nature. And what it's going to do is you're going to get your own personal assessment printout that you can take to your doctor, which is going to start some great conversation between you and your doctor on what do I need to do to prevent getting cancer? What is the next test I need to take? What actions do I need to take to try and keep myself healthy?
I'm sure doctors like initiatives by patients to better their health. Well, let's talk a little bit about now. You've talked about the 800 number, the website, all the services that ACS offers. What would be the one thing that you want anyone watching the show today to be able to take away?
The one thing I would like for people to take away is just to know they're not alone. You know, we're not going to let them sit out there and not have somebody to help them. I like to look at the American Cancer Society as the cancer patient's best friend. You know, I want us there if you need help. I want us there if the caregiver needs information. I don't want them to feel like they can't call us. I don't want them to be afraid to call and say, well, if I call, they're going to ask me to do a relay team. Or if I call, they're going to want a donation. And I don't want that fear. I want them to know we are first and foremost here for them, and then everything else goes around that.
And Cindy, what about you? Breast cancer survivor, ACS volunteer, very active.
You can get through this, but I would like them to call us early on. If you've just recently been diagnosed, if you even suspect you've got to go in for a biopsy, call us early because we can get you through. Some people are hesitant to call for whatever reason, or they want to wait until after surgery or after radiation or at the start of chemo. Call us early on because we've all been there, and we can help you ease a lot of those fears before they, before you really worry about them so much. So yeah,
Well,
call us early.
Well, great. So we hope cancer patients out there today will call the ACS, but also maybe there is a survivor out there that maybe want to become a Reach to Recovery volunteer or another type of volunteer with ACS. And so again, Mary, if you want to give them the number to call.
You can actually call, you can call my local number, which is 444-0740 if you're interested in volunteering. And if you're interested in a service, please call 444-0384. All
right. Well, I just want to say thank you to you two ladies. You all are great to work with and friends of mine. And
that's right.
Certainly appreciate you all coming over today and sharing this great information that ACS has to offer. And just again, ACS is not just out there raising money. They're doing services in the community, and they're going to help patients from treatment into survivorship, and then to celebrate that survivorship with them continually throughout the years. And we'll have volunteers like Cindy out there who 3 years
I'm not alone, yeah.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of us out there.
So just to be able to come together and celebrate survivorship and to be able to benefit from the services that ACS offers. And we've discussed many of them today. I couldn't even keep track of how many we talked about. So be sure that you call the local ACS office at 444-0384. Thanks for joining us today, and if you have any questions about today's show, please call the local Kentucky Cancer Program office at 442-1310.